If you're watching this video, the title probably piqued your interest. You might be thinking, that sounds too good to be true. And for most people, you're right. Making these types of profits requires a very specific skill set. This is one that I am willing to share with you. Before I do, I want to share with you some important insights that I'm seeing in our current market. Over the past year, real estate investing has come to a screeching halt. Yet, US checking account balances have never been higher. So where are all the investors? They're currently sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the right opportunity to invest. And they don't realize that the opportunity they're looking for is currently passing them by. Now is the time to be active in the market, and now is the time where wealth is going to be created in this down cycle. Warren Buffett once counseled to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy only when others are fearful. At the end of this short video, you'll understand what opportunities are currently being presented in the market and how moving quickly will put you in a unique position to receive incredible returns over the next few years. Now moving back to the title of this video, let's talk about the strategy that I employed to make this happen. It's all about forced appreciation. Appreciation is a word that describes increasing the value for an asset. There are several ways to make this happen. For me, I focus on two strategies. The first is paper changes, and the second is physical changes. I have a separate video that dives into the details of the physical changes that can be done to drastically increase the value of a property. If you want to see that video, click on the link down below. For this video, I'm going to focus primarily on paper changes and the value that that can create in a property. Historically, just by employing this one strategy, I have been able to receive returns anywhere from 70 to 200% on properties I bought and sold. What are paper changes? Paper changes are documentation that in some way, shape, or form change what can be done on a property or the timing with which that can be done. This might include getting reports done for a property, such as a survey, soils analysis, environmental analysis, and so forth. These items eliminate risk for a potential buyer and make the property a good candidate for them to build a project on. Paper changes might also include drafting architectural plans or laying out a site plan to show what could be built on a property. In essence, we expose the vision for what can be done on a property, and we continue to move that vision through the appropriate permitting processes through the cities. Why does this create value for a property? It creates value because this process is expensive, tedious, and time-consuming. And most developers aren't very good at finding land that's not listed on the open market. As a result, these developers end up paying top dollar for properties that still need the necessary paper changes in order to develop them. So how do we leverage this for our investors? Number one, we find overlooked and undervalued land deals. The deals we find are always zoned for multifamily. This process could be its own masterclass, but we'll leave it at that just for now. Number two, we tie up a property with extended timelines. We like to be around 10 to 16 months on a closing deadline. Number three, we draw up a site plan and put the property up for sale at a significant markup. Four, we begin progressing the paper changes for the property through the city permitting process. And five, we then sell the land for a profit after the paper changes are done, or we continue to build the project out and sell after completion for a profit. I have taken more than 35 properties through this process, and I profited from every single one. So let's put this into perspective using a real life example. Years ago, I bought a property with a partner I had at the time. This property was in Cache Valley, Utah, and was already zoned to permit up to 160 apartment units. We entered into a contract to buy it at $1.4 million, which was just under $9,000 per apartment unit. Because of our expertise in the market, we knew that once it was fully through the city permitting process, we could likely sell it as high as $25,000 per unit. So we hired an engineer for $500 to draw up a simple site plan showing how 160 units could fit on the property. And we put it up for sale. We received an offer within several weeks for $3.3 million. And get this, they didn't even want us to take it through the city process. They wanted to do their own plans. All they wanted was three things from us: a geotechnical study, a survey, and an environmental study. Altogether, that cost us $10,300. That was an incredible deal, but it gets better. There's one more thing to consider, and that is timing. Because of the way that we submit offers when we purchase a property, we had a lot of time before we had to close on the property. The offer that we received from this buyer was a 3-month closing. So we were able to set this up to where we bought the property and we sold it all in the same 24-hour period. So in summary, we owned the property less than 24 hours. Our effective investment was less than $11,000, and we profited over $1.8 million on the deal. That's an incredible investment. Here's the exciting part for you. This is a repeatable system. I've done this over and over again in many major markets across the country. And yes, even in today's market. Just 2 weeks ago, I received an offer for a property I have in Texas at $10,700 per unit. While last Friday, I put a new property under contract for me to purchase at under $4,000 per unit. There are still incredible deals to be had. In fact, now is the best time in the last decade to be implementing this strategy. Because of the slower market, there are less developers out there looking to buy land. Less competition allows me to take advantage of better prices and get better timelines on these offers. In addition, struggling developers are having to sell their properties at pennies on the dollar to avoid defaulting on their land loans. This creates a great opportunity for me to purchase well-priced properties that already have all the paper changes done. This is only going to become more and more of a problem over the next 4 to 8 months. And as an opportunistic investor, I love problems. While many investors are sitting on the sidelines waiting for home prices to drop, which I believe will never happen, they're letting the current market opportunity pass them by. This is why we've launched our recent fund, to help investors like you take advantage of the incredible opportunities that we are finding in today's market. With your investment and our expertise, together we can win in a market where everyone else is waiting. The real winners of this recession will be those that can execute on the strategies that I have shared with you today. Now, I don't expect you to trust your investment with me just on one short video, which is why I want the opportunity to meet you face to face, whether that be via Zoom or in person at my office. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link down below to register for a time where we can speak one-on-one. I would be more than happy to share with you more in detail about the strategy that we're employing and how we are preparing to make millions because of this market down cycle. If you're not quite ready to talk with us and you'd like to keep learning about this development space, we have something for you. Click the link below and we will send you our development checklist, which is several hundred items that we review with every deal that we purchase to make sure that it's a good buy. I hope you found value in this video. We'll talk soon.